Naguru. Let's have the details of what happened yesterday.
The construction project is estimated at $73 million with an intention of getting the loan from the three different banks, $20 million from the Arab Bank, $30 million from Saudi Funds for Development, and $20 million from OPEC funds, and Uganda government estimated to give $3 million as stated by the State Minister of Finance, Honorable Henry Musasizi, to the committee.
The total project cost is $73 million. Saudi Fund for Development will contribute 30. Badea will contribute 20. OPEC will contribute 20. And shillings $3 million will be contributed by Government of Uganda. Government of Uganda will contribute $3 million mainly to contribute civil works and finance project management. All project costs are exclusive of taxes, and therefore government will provide budget allocation for taxes and operational costs in the quarter of the financial year, in addition to the above mentioned amount.
According to the minister, these loans have their own terms and conditions in terms of interest and maturity period, depending on the amount of the loan.
On the Saudi Fund Development Facility, following terms. Loan amount is $30 million. Maturity period is 25 years with 5 years of grace period, and the interest rate is 2%. The Badea facility has the following terms: loan amount $20 million, maturity period 20 years, including 5 years of grace period, and the interest rate is 2% per annum. The OPEC fund facility has the following terms: loan amount $20 million, maturity period is 20 years with 5 years of grace. Interest rate is 6 months of SOFR. We have changed from LIBOR to SOFR plus 2%. Where you have 200, it is the equivalent of 2% of 0.175, meaning that 2 is fixed and the 0.15 is variable. It keeps changing depending on the market conditions. Front end fee of the loan is 0.25%, and commitment fees is 0.25%.
However, the chairperson of the National Economic Committee, Honorable John Bosco Ikojo, worries about the high interest rates in the proposed loans, which is higher than the 2014 loan applied for the Yumbe General Hospital.
2014, the Ministry of Health had a borrowing to finance the rehabilitation of Yumbe General Hospital and Kayunga. And Badea gave us a loan of about $7 million with an interest rate of about 1%. In 2014, with an interest rate of about 1% per annum. Also, the Saudi Fund for Development gave us a loan of $15 million. They gave us a loan tenure of 30 years with a grace period of 10 years. So which means the payment period was for 20 years. And they also gave us an interest rate at 1%. This time, the same financing agencies are giving us loans at 2%, which I see slightly higher. And then the constitutionality element is also not very visible. That's why we are saying it is semi-concessional. And yet our public finance management framework guides us that the loans we should get for social service delivery should be purely economic.
In the minister's response to this kind of interest, he says situations in 2014 changed to that of 2020s, and now there are limited windows for such concessional borrowing.
Mr. Chairman, the situation we are in now and the situation of 2014 is not the same. In 2014, those days we had so many windows for concessional borrowing, but then they have over the years crystallized. Yes, you have mentioned World Bank. World Bank gives us money, but they have a basket. Not all our projects fit within their limits. That's why we look here and there. But if I look at the terms under which this loan is being arranged, per se, they are not really very, very bad terms. You have said they are semi-concessional. Yes, but if a loan is 2% for 20 years with 5 years of grace period, you have commitment fees of 0.25%. I have a feeling, Chairman, considering the need and the cost we are spending on treating these patients, considering the development impact this loan will bring, Mr. Chairman, I feel it's not a bad deal to have this loan under these terms.
There is a fear on the loans got due to the Loboa Hospital years without being constructed. However, there is hope for the new Uganda Heart Institute. Ugandans suffering from heart conditions will benefit from it, and in turn reducing costs of treatment from abroad.
The nation knows this clearly. If we develop these services, we can even control prices to a great extent. And as we talk, one patient undergoing heart surgery at the institute it costs $5,000. I don't mind where the money comes from, whether it is a donation, whether it is what, but if you total up what you have utilized, it is about $5,000. Now, if that patient is taken abroad without any negotiations, you will part with $20,000, starting first of all with starting with the investigations to get approval. Then you go through the visas, you go through the air tickets, then upkeep, then by the time you round up, it is $20,000 in the cheapest place. Now, the facility we are looking at can handle 5,000 operations each year. 5,000 times 20,000, it would be 100 million. If we do it here, 5,000 times 5,000 is 25 million. So every year we would be saving $75 million.
Okay. Just a few days back, 7 days back, Parliament had cited fraud in Naguru land saga. When you look at Parliament observed that the variation in the acreage of land allocated to the different investors at the Naguru by Uganda Land Commission connotes the existence of international fraud. So the Committee of Parliament, which has been investigating the distribution of 82.05 acres of Naguru land in its report to Parliament, revealed that whereas lease offers of less acreage were communicated by the Secretary to the Commission, there were no minutes available to support such reductions or variations in sizes, connoting the existence of fraudulent intent. And Dan Kimosho, who is the committee chairperson, presented the report to Parliament on Wednesday, and the House adopted it. Parliament learned that the certificates of title, the titles issued to the investors indicated less or more acreage of land offered, but with no explanation. And in their explanation during the committee investigations, the officials explained that due to the very many applications and directives at hand, for the scarce resource. They made several adjustments to the allocations with no justifiable reason. And then reports also that the Dashen Uganda Limited and Dembe Enterprises Limited, then there is Masterlinks Uganda Limited and Mira Investments Limited were offered 3 acres each, contrary to the allocated 4 acres. So here there is also Fanero Ministries International, Seven Hills Apartments Limited and Arab Oil Supplies and Exploration Limited received more acres of land than that was communicated to have been allocated to them. So that is when you would actually, you saw Pastor Grace Lubeg of the Fanero also appearing before the committee a few weeks back. Now, these particular ones received offers of 4 acres each, contrary to the allocated 3 acres. On the other hand, still on the Naguru land saga, on the other hand, other beneficiaries were offered far less than was allocated. Eacom International Limited was allocated 3 acres, but offered 0.30 acres. Then Fakruddin Properties Limited allocated 3 acres, but offered 1.42 acres. Gash Logistics allocated 1 acre, but offered 0.85 acres. Global Paper Products Limited allocated 2 acres, but offered 0.6 acres. Wash and Wheels Country Home Limited allocated 1 acre, but offered 0.35 acres. And Dominion Partners allocated 2 acres, but offered 1 acre. Now, all these companies are all in the Naguru land saga, which is why the parliament, parliament is actually seeing the National Assembly is actually going through details to see that how do we deal with this particular and how do we confront what is coming through. So the observations also is that Parliament approved that the committee recommendation that the Secretary, Barbara Imario, be held liable for altering the size of the acreage without a commission minute to the effect. Now, in this particular report that we've had, the Uganda officials from the Uganda Heart Institute have appeared before the Parliamentary Committee on the National Economy to request for the approval of $73 million. That is a loan to construct and equip a state-of-the-art hospital on the contested land on Naguru. So now the Uganda Heart Institute also comes into the picture. They also want the same land. And not only do they want the same land, but they also want a loan of $73 million, which $73 million will be used to construct a state-of-the-art hospital for heart-related diseases. Okay, so now it is actually taking more twists. And when you look at the members of Parliament who recommended that the allocations and lease offers should only be communicated to potential leases, to the potential leasers upon proper ascertainment of the size of the parcels allocated to them. All private beneficiaries of the Naguru land were required to pay rent, premiums and stamp duty following assessment by the chief government valuer. Chimosho says that the ULC realized $10.28 billion shillings as premium and 468.3 million shillings as grand rent. So he also revealed that institutions such as the Uganda Heart Institute, National Library, Nakawa Division Headquarters, then there's the St. Stephen's Church, and then the Ntinda Wholesalers. There's also Virginia Internal Medicine, never paid any premium as they were given a waiver by the former Minister of Lands. Now, the Minister of Lands, the former Minister of Lands, who is currently the IGG, Inspector General to Government, Betty Namisango Kamia, apparently appeared before the same committee, appeared before Kosase on Wednesday. And she also had her say on the issue. Now, hers was, she was actually replying to the 10 billion Ugandan shillings that had been lost. That, according to Kosase, has no accountability. So this is a twist of the land. The Naguru land saga is still a twist and is still under scrutiny by Parliament before accountability is actually given out. So the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, directed the third Deputy Prime Minister, Rukia Nakadama, to take action on the House recommendation and government to report back in 2 months. Oh. Anyway. So it is as far as we are concerned, so far, information and reports coming in from the Naguru land saga, a lot of companies are actually investigating. A lot of companies are actually attached to it. So the investigations are around a number of private-owned companies and then also government institutions there. And Now, with this particular report that we've had, the Heart Institute is only seeking for 73 million. That is a $73 million loan to at least construct a state-of-the-art hospital and on the same contested land. So the twists are quite many, still ongoing, and you know, it's a Friday anyway. Good morning. After the break, I have the press review. I've got the SMB Insight, and oh no, today do I have the SMB Insight? No, I've got the SMB No Comment, and this one here, we are looking at digital safety and security in the country, but also we're going to be having a detailed insight on the adventure tourism, which appears to be a new dawn for Uganda's tourism industry. I believe most of you are adventurers and have actually got into a situation where you would want to explore something new. And adventure tourism gives you a wide scope of looking at things more detailed and having them with you on the fingertips. All right, surely. And that is it for this particular segment of the show. It is still the second hour of Smart Means Business SMB. The hashtag is JP Live, the hashtag is SMB, the hashtag is Smart24TV, the hashtag is Smart24 Up, that's hashtag Driving Business. After the break, I have the press review. Stick around. Good morning.